Hello everybody, this is Aegis StarCraft once again bringing you another YouTube commentary for my channel, and today I am kind of excited to bring you this game because as I was saying in my last video, I was going up against so many cheesers last night, guys, that I was just surprised. I mean, excuse me, I was still defeating them obviously because I have a channel dedicated against these sort of things, so I'm definitely fairly experienced, although not by any means the best one at dealing with cheeses, but I'm very excited, like as I was saying, to bring you this video because it is one of the builds that I've been wanting to come up against because I have really not gone up this build against too much. And the title probably spoiled it for you guys, but I'm not going to go ahead and spoil it for you right now. As you can see, my opponent Null spawning on the left side of Metalopolis as the blue Terran. Look at this. Factory early. We got an SCV out here, and I believe I saw that. So, as you can see, I immediately send a probe out to check out where is the barracks going down, because this could only mean one thing, really. It is a proxy barracks, so the first thing I want to make sure is that he's not right here. Second thing I want to make sure is that it's not in my base, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I also want to go ahead and scout. I don't want to make sure he could have just scouted early, which is definitely a possibility. But look at this: two SCVs here, and 2 SCVs on gas. 3 SCVs on gas. That is definitely not a good sign. And I actually did a little bit of mistake here. I went with a gateway first because I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. But now I know what is going on. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of a sad face here. And let's put the production tab up so you can see exactly what is going on. This barracks is here, and I am searching frantically for it, and I actually kind of freak out because, like I said, I have not gone up against this build for very much. So we're just going to go ahead and follow this probe. Look at this. I'm scouting over here on the map, and I'm also scouting over here. And I see this SCV, and I'm like, wait a minute. The SCV is heading back. Was he just scouting? That's something's going on here. Why is that SCV going back? So I just keep scouting, and I'm going ahead and put a forge because at this moment, I don't even know what's coming up. So I put 2 pylons next to each other because I don't want... If it's a Reaper, I don't want the Reaper to take out 1 pylon, or if it's Mass Marines, it could also be Mass Marines with a reactor. I'm so confused, guys. I am looking like crazy. I've looked at the Xel'Naga Watchtower. I've gone ahead into my opponent's base again. There is nothing there, so I'm going to keep scouting, and I'm freaking out. I almost, look how close I am, guys, to spotting this barracks, and I simply can't spot it. But look at this. The first Reaper's coming out. My cannon's not done yet. This is so early. It's 3 minutes and a half into the game, and I'm having to use my probes. Probably using too many probes here to harass him, but I'm just waiting for this cannon to go up because I know once it goes up, this Reaper is pretty much useless. Again, using too many probes, that I want to go for the surround if possible, but my opponent is microing fairly well, taking maybe 1-2 many hits. But look at that, 1 hit from the cannon. Bye Reaper. So I'm putting a second cannon down because I don't know how aggressive my opponent will be with this Reaper rush. But his Reaper is already knocking on my door. This cannon is out of range, so I'm forced to cancel it because I do not want to waste the 450 minerals. I'd rather take the 30% hit. And look at this, he's trying to go for the minerals line again, but my cannon right there taking enough hits, and then just 1 hit with the SCV, with the probe, and dead. There goes the Reaper. And have I even scouted this? I do not know what is going on. All I know is that it's Proxy Reapers. I am scratching my head. Look at this. My SCP is taking the other Xel'Naga Watchtower, and I am just completely befuddled and confused. How did that Reaper get here so fast? And the only spot I have not scouted is right there. And finally, a little bit too late, I realized. As you can see myself thinking, man, I finally found it. Realizing that that barracks is there, and that is why I could not see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my Cybernetics core down and double gas because I've been piling a couple minerals. I canceled that second cannon, and I think I was putting another one over here. I canceled that because I saw the barracks lifting, so he's not going to be Reapering me anytime soon. And look at this, he is taking such a huge economic hit, guys. This is why you do not cheese. Look at this, 23 211 harvesters, 720 to 320. I am more than doubling his gas rate. I'm gonna go for the fastest, quickest, most aggressive build I can do right now, which is a 4-gate, because I know my opponent is super behind, and I'm actually lagging behind myself a little bit here. I think I wanted to double make sure that he was not gonna be any more aggressive with that, so I'm gonna head and taking out this Xel'Naga Watchtower to scout for anything possibly tricky again that he might be doing. And I've actually gone ahead and scouted in his base, and I see he's putting down a barracks, and he's putting down another barracks with a reactor. So he's going to try to do Mass Marines at this late into the game because he's got mules, which help the Terran economy immensely, but I'm gonna head here and doing a 4 gate. This is a very, very hard push to stop as a Terran, let alone when you are super behind. And I'm even going with charge because I'm seeing the double Marines, and I'm guessing if he's gonna go, he's gonna try to out micro me with his Marines. So charge is gonna completely nullify that. My gateways are starting to be finished. My zealots are starting to come out. I'm still piling on a couple of minerals, but I am waiting so I can start production over here and making sure that I have enough supply this time around, not like many of my other videos where I supply block myself constantly. One mistake I did here, I was trying to put this pylon somewhere where it could actually help me cover this mineral line and also have coverage of the other cannon, this cannon that was here, which actually does not. As you can see, it just barely skirts out ahead here. And I've actually reduced my gas mining from this gas, so I don't realize this for a little while. So you got to be careful when you put pylons like this defensively. Make sure you're not blocking your gas. Mineral line's not as bad, but the gas is definitely very important because gas is the limiting factor in most StarCraft games, at least after the first early games, the first couple of minutes. So you can see I have 5 zealots here, and let's see, I'm producing one attack because I have a few too many minerals, and I'm noticing this. So going ahead and putting more pylons down. I'm not started charge because at first I didn't have enough gas. This is when I realized, I think, that I didn't have gas, and I'm like, wait, I'm only making zealots, how do I not have gas? And that's because I have this here. So I put an extra SCV, so that means I have 4 SCVs here to mine, SCVs, probes to mine efficiently out of this gas, which is not great, but it's not the end of the world either. So my opponent's scouting here. I'm gone ahead and move a little bit up ahead so that I am in a better position to be offensive. And you want to be careful here in Metalopolis when you're moving ahead, guys. Look at this. The units are going to go straight up here, and if he puts his whole army here, these forces would get obliterated. If he had an army, I guess, is what I should be saying. If he had an army and he had precision up here, I would be taking a lot of damage. So you want to be careful when you're moving in Metalopolis, when you're in the close positions like this. You want to move up and around, or try to move through here, or I guess if you're going the long way around back here, but that is not necessary. My opponent trying to scout, see what I am up to, even though I believe he has this SCV, so maybe he's just waiting to see what forces get pushed out. Obviously, he cannot see what I am making if I'm getting warp gates, but I do not have proxy pylons or anything like that. I just have mass zealots because I know he has no anti-air at this moment. He has no possibility of defeating this many zealots. And look at this, I don't even care at this moment. I know he's going to be walled off, and I know I'm going to be taking pot shots, but I can quickly rebuild. He cannot. I am still way ahead on the harvester count. And look at this, I'm taking down 2 supply depots. He's trying to repair madly with everything he has, but Charge has just finished researching, and I'm going to overwhelm these measly forces that he has here. Look at this, Marauder going down, Marauder going down, Marine going down, Marine going down. Everything is going down, and my zealots are running rampant, charging all over the place, taking down the mules, taking down the SCVs. He's barely getting a tech lab on his factory, and he's trying to pump out as many Marines as possible. With these chargelets coming and these many more coming down below here, there's just no way. And I am taunting my opponent a little bit here, as you know that I am wont to do. I'm just telling him this is what you get for cheesing. You get some very embarrassing losses. And I actually talked to him a little bit afterward, and he was a little depressed that this game was going to be casted. But I told him, look, I was looking for a Proxy Reaper, and you did your build, and whatever you thought was going to win, you thought was going to win, but it definitely did not. And I know I talked to a couple of the cheesers afterwards, and at least 1 or 2 were cool about it. They were just kind of like, yeah, I was just kind of having fun, not being really serious. And one of them even told me he was in Platinum, I believe, and he feared he was going to be kicked out because he was starting to lose. His cheeses were just not working, but just for those people that think sometimes get kind of mad at the things I say to cheesers, guys. This is just a game. If you cheese, I kind of see as unfair because most people that cheese are not very nice people. They just kind of try to take advantage of other players, like I said. But some people are cool, they're just doing it for fun. This is what they think is fun, and there's nothing wrong with that, definitely. I do not hate cheesers, especially if you're watching my videos. I do not hate you in particular. So I know it's frustrating though, and I want to help other players. I've actually gotten a couple of messages of people saying, oh my gosh, you have been so helpful. I was able to win the game. I was able to beat a cheeser. So this is definitely the motivation that I need that I use to keep on going. And if you ever see me trash talking there a little bit, I'm just trying to be friendly and sometimes maybe a little bit aggressive because I'm annoyed, but most of the time I'm just trying to be friendly and give everyone a hard time because that is how I am. So please do not take anything personally that you see me writing here on my videos. And anyway, I'm going to start rambling here. I'm gone a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this stop this video. And as always, please rate, subscribe, comment, like, share with your friends, go on forums, do whatever you want. Check other commentators' channels like Husky Starcraft, HG Starcraft, Day9, and I'm sure there are others out there. And I will see you guys next time, and have a good day, guys.